better than maybe a Tusk.
It feels like it's like a little bit of one of those feast or famine type heroes. Earth Spirit has to kind of get a lot going in the early game because he just can't
Yeah, I
farm
agree.
at all. And then if he doesn't get a lot going in the early game with an early roll and boulder smash kind of combo on a lane, then you're waiting until you get to his level 6, which again doesn't farm well. Takes a little bit longer for him to get to that level 6. And then you're hoping to make a lot happen with the Magnetize. And if I'm not mistaken, the last Moon Meander Earth Spirit game I witnessed wasn't crazy good. He definitely was making a lot of impact, but I think he went
I
like
was gonna say
0-8. I think that game or something like that. It was a little rough.
he tweeted about that. He said my Earth Spirit needs some work.
Oh, he did
GG
tweet.
guys.
I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
he tweeted about that.
Oh,
So I was actually gonna say I'm really interested to see the progress on his Earth Spirit, and it's cool to see players recognize when they need to practice something, and then just like a week later
yeah,
seeing them pick it. Knowing that they've spammed it. So we can kind of see here what is possible to learn in a week, which is a cool little experiment, especially against a team like Quincy Crew that just beat you with 3 rapiers.
true.
It's gonna be a cool experiment.
I think if you're playing a 4 position, you should have an Earth Spirit in your arsenal.
Yeah.
Just because
Oh, for
he
sure.
will either be prominent in the meta or just something that you could still pull out. He's like a Swiss Army knife of a 4 position. He's got a stun, he's got an escape, he's got an insta silence, and a great bit of team fight. I really think the only thing he doesn't have is farming capability for himself. But you can't have everything, otherwise you're just a god. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
That's his one thing is he can't really farm, but he's got so much else going for him that
He
it
does.
feels like he's always going to be relevant in the meta to some capacity. But what we're not seeing from him is that old ability to kind of gank the mid laners and punish. So I'm curious if Quincy Crew are going to factor that at all, because if they put themselves in a position like if they had the Shadow Fiend, let's say, that's more susceptible to being ganked, that could be a bit of a problem. But we do see the Shadow Fiend come out 4th pick for Crazy. Even though they have last pick, they're confident to pull out the Shadow Fiend here. And now the response is the Dazzle.
The Dazzle is a good response to the Legion for sure. I mean, it's a hero that of course, you can just put the Grave on somebody and they're never going to die. The Legion's never going to get dual damage, although you are against an Earth Spirit, which can silence the backlines. And you don't see what's up against you with the Dazzle. So they can pick something for Yawar that just doesn't care at all about, or sorry, Skeeter. You can pick something for Skeeter that just doesn't care at all about this Dazzle pickup. Something that can purge the Dazzle queue, like a Life Stealer. That's kind of a garbage hero, so maybe not that one. But like you have Slark, you have PL, Naga Siren. There's a lot of good heroes for just completely destroying the Dazzle. So it's interesting to see them picking that knowingly, just because they feel like it makes a lot of sense with the draft. And I think with the Tusk in your lane too, you're so happy to just be Dazzle Tusk. Like these heroes do so much physical damage together.
Yeah, that's a problem to deal with. You have to pick something real special in your safe lane for Crazy to be able to sidestep the aggression that Tusk and Dazzle are able to bring to a lane, because that is a problem. Tag team is just so damn good, and Dazzle as well.
5 seconds remaining.
Sniper ban.
They banned a sniper. Do they want Medusa?
Yeah, I was gonna say, who is like, I hate Sniper, I can't have Sniper in the game no matter what. That's what I'm thinking about right now.
OD Medusa? That's really all. I mean, to some degree, SF, but I mean, do you really care if there's a sniper mid and you have an Earth Spirit? I don't think you do. I
Yeah,
think you just kill him.
that is interesting.
But there's going to be some interesting pick coming out here.
And nothing of the Quincy Crew side says that they're about to get a sniper either.
Yeah.
You're Chihuahua in this gyrocopter. Oh my, if Gyro's there, they're just going to find a way to get this man his freaking gyrocopter. I don't know what the exact stat is, but it seems like if it's not banned, he's been playing it every freaking game.
I kind of feel like if there's a gyro player on the enemy team, I'm super convinced by these rapier pickups that we keep seeing. I feel like this hero and rapier are just such a ridiculous combination. I feel like you ban it, but
and now you have like extra survivability. You got Snowball, you got Dazzle. You even get the extra armor from Ice Armor. Seems super nice. Ursa is going to be the pick. I mean, he's one that can throw down if a Tusk does get in his face. Tag team is still going to hurt a lot, but Ursa can definitely swing with the best of them. It's still going to be rough, right? I mean, I feel like isn't Dazzle still decent against Ursa in the laning phase?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like Dazzle Tusk should destroy
in
Ursa unless they do some tri lane with Moon Meander or have him rotate, or potentially do some sort of like, okay, maybe this is what they're doing. Maybe they're going to go and try to put the Ursa versus the Gyro, which would be pretty decent. You can kill the missile, and then Legion against the Dazzle, because the Legion can purge the Dazzle Q.
Yeah.
So maybe they're going to try to get the correct lane matchups. That's possible, because you're right. I feel like this Ursa doesn't win against Tusk Dazzle.
The other lane would probably be a little easier, like you mentioned, the Gyro Lich lane, but still, even Frost Armor is a little bit of a problem for Ursa if he's trying to clear out kills in the early laning phase at any point.
Yeah,
I gotta say, I'm going to be keeping an eye on this Ursa. It seems like it's not going to be the easiest matchup, but with Crazy pulling it out as their last pick, they got to feel confident about it. I know that we've had a couple of games where we've been blessed by a very strong performance of Skeeter's Ursa. And, it looks like they're going to have a favorable matchup in the Shadow Fiend versus Ember. Quincy crew have committed to the Ember as a first pick. It looks like they've known that they want to commit Quinn to do it. Quinn's great mid laner, but Bryle's had a hell of a series already. It feels like he's had the upper hand in that mid lane both games. So I want to see how much he's able to take off, because, maybe it could. If they can leave MSS to handle the lane on his own at some point, I guess Biver could roll over and cause problems for Bryle in the mid lane if possible.
Yeah, definitely. Tusk used to be considered a counter to SF, because you used to be able to just shard off the entire cliff and the entire hill, and he couldn't walk back up, and you could just easily kill him. And also a good combo with SF for the exact same reason. So I expect we will see some rotations to the mid lane. I mean, how could you not with an SF against you and you're a Tusk?
Yeah. Well, I imagine Moon will be moving around on that Earth Spirit, trying to keep the opposing 4 position in check, and just trying to be able to read their movements. A lot of emphasis coming out in the laning phase on this one. It's an exciting time. Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen, of Crazy versus Quincy. Winner of this claims top seed in the group stage and will have their undefeated showing in the group stage, and the right to choose between Evil Geniuses or Business Associates in the first round of playoffs. Obviously, that sounds like probably an easier decision to make, so we'll see if the teams kind of fall through with that prophecy or not. For now, really strong showings from both sides, as we see a lot of attention from the Crazy to this bottom lane, maybe looking to counter any sort of aggressive approach from a Quincy, but looks like Quincy are not even going to bother heading too far down south.
Looks like they are running Moon down here for at least a little while. Oh, I say that, and he just rolls up top.
Yeah,
I do like the idea of helping Ursa a little bit. I'm a fan of that. I feel like he needs some help in this game to get off to a good start, but we'll see. Aui's been doing some crazy stuff in this series so far, so maybe he can make the difference in that lane.
Yeah, he's had amazing wards, amazing kind of foresight to be able to read the game and his opponent's movements and use that information to their own benefit. As we see the early homing missile go out from Yawar as they try to battle it out. A little late of a roll there from Moon to try to get close. Yawar will be able to snag up, and that is going to be Quincy claiming what looks like 3 of the 4 bounty runes here. Oh, MSS able to get the first blood onto Skeeter. To be honest, I did not catch any of that. I was watching the tussle there at the top, but quite unfortunate for the Ursa. Looks like
it's already begun, I guess.
He had Poison Touch level 1.
Yeah, with the Tusk tag team and as well as the Orb of Venom, that is so much disable.
Yeah, that lane is going to be a problem, a real hard time. And I got to tell you, I was just watching Mojo's stream, I think yesterday, and he had a Dazzle game. And it's funny because he mentioned he hates Poison Touch. He thinks it sucks. Maybe just gets the 1 value point for now, but for now it did get him the first blood while top lane. Homing missile hit on the Moon. Moon running. Moon got to try to juke within the trees, but not going to be able to make it away. SVG lands the follow-up Frost Blast and is able to secure that one. And already Quincy crew off to a hot 2-0 start.
And this mid lane, this is one of those matchups that's like so optimized. Every Ember player knows how to play this, and every SF player has a way that they want to play it, where like every single range creep matters. Goddamn mid laners and their mechanics, man.
They it's a matchup you see so often that they'll just try to innovate it to some way or bring in a new item to kind of balance back against the usual hardships of the matchup, and then they have to evolve the meta to the next level and the next level, and us spectators from the outside, unless you're playing in the mid lane, like you have no idea what level it's really at.
Yeah,
they're in their own universe, their own game right now. And it's not until you get like people like Quinn on the couch at Summit who just really blows your mind. Like, wait, what? All that's going
nuts.
on?
It's nuts, yeah.
Moon in trouble here, top lane, actually, as he rolls aggressively to go for, I think, the assistance on the pull. But he throws his life out on that one, and SVG is going to be able to grab up the last hit. Moon,
unfortunately, KheZu can't even grab the wave. He's just too afraid of the damage. Lich Gyro, it is so much magic damage.
These side lanes are really strong from Quincy, I gotta say. It's got to be troubling for either core on the crazy front to do as they want. Though it does look like Skeeter has got a lot of CS to his name for now, 9-0. Mojo has his own CS under the tower. They haven't really had to deal with too much confrontation yet, taking just the free farm as it is for now. I mean, but once Mojo does get a couple of levels under his belt, you know, certainly a few more levels into that Shadow Wave, you can drop a serious heal bomb. I wonder if it's worth investing into like that early point in Snowball or not.
He's holding the point, so he may or may not, depending on the situation. Ooh, mid lane.
Oh, man, Moon, he's doing that mid lane rotation as he gets his level 2, but not quite successful in finishing things off. You know, they extended the range of the roll, which is nice. You can kind of come out from the dark better. It's still not the fastest roll. Certainly not as fast as it used to be back in the day. So if you do misfire, it can be a bit awkward. Because if you start even closer, you'll throw yourself even further under the tower of the mid lane, and it could definitely fire back on you.
And when you get the talent too, it's doubled by if you go through a remnant. So, good lord, this guy's rolling far.
Yeah. So if you miss, you'll throw yourself into some real shit. So that's essentially what I'm getting at. So if you're not really practiced on the hero, you know, it could be a bit awkward here. As Moon is now migrated down south. I don't know if he's been spotted yet from Biver. I imagine so now. As he just lets him know he's here, and they've outnumbered him. That does leave KheZu on his own. As we see, KheZu does not like that. He's getting shot up in the backside and has to just walk away all the way back. SVG can do as he pleases in the side cam, stacking them up, having a juicy treat ready for Gyro on the side. And how about mid lane? 20, Ember, 17, 18, and 6. You know, relatively neck and neck, as Bryle's able to grab the DD rune, the first rune.
I can hear Quinn complaining about the fact that Bryle just walks top and a DD spawns.
He's able to take it for himself. Yeah, he has an empty bottle now in one salve, but I thought Moon was going to continue to hang out in that area and try to go for the snipe, but can't find the opportunity there, and it looks like he'll take his business back down to the bottom lane. But there is an obs there now. He rolls all the way in, looks to go for Biver on the back end side, but they got that snowball. Inkswell does a lot of damage. MSS not going to be able to survive this time. He gets pounced on, and it looks like both of them will be going down. I mean, good successful rotation over from Moon to assist on this one, and great Inkswell combo with the Owie. Quinn,
yeah, I like this a lot.
Ooh, could be in trouble. He was trying to go for the 5-minute bounty, and Moon is able to show up and force him away. Quinn has got to be a bit frustrated now. Misses out on the double damage rune. Now can't get the bounty rune. He's like, you fill my bottle now, Biver. Fill it. All right, thank you. And that will help a bit, but obviously got to be a bit frustrating.
We've seen the support TP bottle bailouts on both sides. Like, Bryle got in the Storm game, and now it's Quinn because of these. Wherever the rune spawns, it seems like the other team who doesn't get the rune has to do this bailout.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is
these
under
trying
attack.
times.
All right, Moon's still going to be chilling out bottom, it looks like, as he gets to jump on MSS. MSS, you know, he has no point into the grave. He can only do the one heal, and then that's it. And if he doesn't have Tusk nearby, he's in certain trouble. And now this aggro lane has just punished him twice straight.
They're trying to make a play onto Bryle here, but Moon is there. They both see each other. They both have vision on this high ground up there. Yeah, Owie pings it out.
Moon is being very annoying, as you should. Not making those side lanes comfortable at all. You don't know where he's going to strike as he remains in the dark, like you want to do.
I really like what he's doing. I feel like this top lane with KheZu is going to lose either way. Like, I don't think that a Lich an Earth Spirit Legion will be able to outdamage a Lich Gyro.
Yeah.
So just let KheZu kind of feed up here.
Oh, yeah.
He's okay.
He was able to get the pull, but you know, Biver's able to show up with SVG, and the two of them can finish him off. But I agree with what you're saying. Crazy, I imagine, have already accepted the fact that that top lane is going to be an L
Radiant's middle
for
tower
the
is under
LC.
attack.
And Yawar is kind of going to get as he pleases, so they're best to try to make a stronger impact in the other two lanes. They've already made a real strong impact on that bottom lane, taking out Mojo twice, but they have not been able to find a way to really get the jump on this mid lane. Both mid laners have been a bit
Radiant's
elusive,
middle
if you
tower
will,
is under attack.
and not easy for the pickings.
Yeah, both of them playing to kind of push out the lane. Once again, going back to this just mechanical matchup thing, it gets to the point where they just both opt to farm instead of trying to figure out how to outplay the other.
All right, attention bottom. Skeeter is advancing pretty far forward in this bottom lane, and it prompted a rotation from Yawar now. Beautiful shard block is going to be there from Viver, and then the homing missile. They actually don't have the firepower to get Skeeter down, and he walks away somehow. Oh no, trouble for Quincy crew, because here comes the Crazy Force as a response. They do manage to take down the Tusk, but couldn't quite get more from that, and they end up losing Moon. I thought there was going to be a bit more trouble there for Quincy on that turnaround, but they do survive. Man, a lot of people making away just barely.
Yeah, that seems just like a 50-50. It kind of seems like both teams suffered some economic damage from that. The people that really benefit from that are just Bryle and Quinn, who are chilling in the mid lane, 1v1. An entire top lane.
Yeah, I know.
Completely abandoned. Nobody's in the top side of the map.
Kezu came bottom, Yawar came bottom, and they're not leaving unless they get some more blood, and they're going to take MSS down again. Like, that's just not right. I'm just a Dazzle. They make them pay. You know, I got to say, I thought the Dazzle Tusk lane was going to be a big problem, and whether that be the Dazzle Tusk not being together a whole lot or Crazy addressing this bottom lane with this tri-lane, it's not developing the way that was expected.
Yeah, I think it's the tri-lane. I think it's the right call. This is the problem with Dazzle as a hero, is that if it's not a dual v dual situation, he's kind of worthless.
Okay, here we go. Trouble in Paradise down bottom. Kezu getting rolled on. Gets off some decent damage there, but does end up going down. Owie, though. Able to just blast down SVG, and that is a kill streak going to be handed to the other support. But they spotted a couple stacks here, and it looks like the Yawar gobbled it up. Commits the call down.
Easy money.
Yeah, he's flirting with top net worth, neck and neck still with Skeeter, considering all that time he had in the top lane. Skeeter getting those kills in the bottom lane just puts him on par. Snowball, but Moon is able to roll away and create the space. A long homing missile, but he is just a bit too deep at this point. But look at everybody from Quincy crew is down in this bottom lane. They're trying to make something happen because they're already here. They'll get the jump on the Moon, it looks like. Oh no! Spoke too soon. This man has just rolled away.
Good space. This lets Owie defend the tower. Bryle is here. He's looking to fight.
Kezu gets dragged in from SVG, and it's just enough to allow him and Yawar to shoot him down. Long roll from Moon. Moves in, gets the slow. Eats a lot of damage, but they get the very important takedown on Yawar. That gyrocopter going to fall. It's crazy. Take their jungle back and force out Quincy crew.
It's always cool seeing Tusks. Oh, he steals rune. Moon. Oh no, he doesn't get it actually.
He tried to contest it. Very, very nice nod there and put some pressure onto Biver, but he's able to step out and away.
Skeeter. He doesn't manage to jump over, but he does have the ulti. He's a very hard kill.
Yeah, he's fine. And MSS has been kind of prolonged from finishing out this Necro book. He was probably hoping to have it a bit sooner, but obviously those back-to-back takedowns have made it a bit difficult. And he has it now. In the trusty shovel. Oh, nice. For Yawar if he decides to keep it or not. I don't know. Oh, nope. It's going to be on Biver.
Beaver got it. Yeah, maybe give it to MSS with that cooldown reduction. That'd be pretty nice.
Ooh, yeah. I like that. More digging. All right. Well, let's
there's nothing to do but dig.
Touching base with Kezu. Poor Kezu is still kind of nerfed down a bit. Level 5 at 11 minutes in. Oh, bottom. The second I tried to look away, MSS in a bit of trouble. They try to slow down Skeeter with that uppercut, and it's going to be enough for Dazzle to TP out in the back end of that grave. And he makes it all the way back home into the safety net. But look at this. Ember has rotated away from the mid lane, makes a debut down here bottom. They try to get the chase, looking to go for Skeeter. They commit behind the tower, and he front flips over the trees and able to make it out to the side of his friends. Quinn can't quite get the snipe of the Slight, and they're going to let that go. Oh, this could be real unfortunate. Quincy committing a lot of time and resources down to this bottom lane, and they find nothing. They are still thirsty, though. They pop the smoke. They continue to converge toward this mid lane, or not. No, they're just going to let Quinn head that way. 12-minute rune. It's bottom, but they're going to fight at the top. Bryle trying to get off the ulti. Does manage to do so, and he just blows up the Tusk. Commits the raise on the Quinn, and Quinn is just bailing out. And it's a haste rune bottom that Quinn will grab, but it cost him his Tusk companion.
Bryle is looking real spooky here. Top of net worth, highest level in the game by a pretty large margin. He's level 12 to Quinn's 9.
Damn, Bryle beasting this series. Gotta say, every game he's been putting on a pretty good show.
Yeah, they're baiting Kezu a little bit here. It's like, all right, you want to go for our little runt here in this game?
Quinn not buying it. He already bounced. He's like, nah, I'm good. I know I can sniff out a bait. He heads bottom, and they could potentially catch out Skeeter farming, but oh, Quinn's gonna just go straight for the outpost instead. That will obviously reveal that he is around the corner. And Skeeter heads out another direction, as he will finish out his Mask of Madness on that Ursa. So it's building up into a little bit more of a farm acceleration and also some good fight burst.
Owie manages to get out bot.
Yep.
Snipes the wave and then TP's out. Very annoying.
Yeah, he does the max stroke of fate on the Grimstroke. Most people, I imagine, do Inkswell, right?
It depends on the game. Sometimes they'll go like 3-1-3
Okay.
sort of thing.
Yeah, putting a lot of value into whether it be farming down waves or sniping out some damage from afar, roll in from Moon, committing out the first Magnetize. Follow-up duel is there, but man, they can't do any damage to Quinn. He just dishes out the Flame Guard. He's got the help nearby, and he's going to be good. Magnetize, still going, still committed. Does he have any more rocks? It doesn't look like it. He ran out of stone charges. And was not able to like keep things going onto SVG, for example. And they're just going to lose Kezu at this. That can't feel good.
Positioning from SVG, that Frost Shield.
Yep.
When Quinn gets off the Flame Guard and SVG gets off the Frost Shield, I mean, what sort of damage can you do when you have a magic shield and a physical shield? You basically can't kill this hero.
Yeah, it's going to be incredibly difficult to just dual burst somebody and they're not alone. Fiverr a bit alone and far away on the other side. Gets the snowball off, takes it to Moon, eats a lot of damage, and does get the finish. He gets bailed out with a bit of a grave, and look who's waiting at the high ground for him. It's going to be Yawar, dishing out the Rocket Barrage, dishing out the flak damage, but now, under the pressure, nice duel from Kezu as he returns from the grave, and they're going to get the kill on Yawar. Fighting back is going to be crazy, but they're still a bit outnumbered here, but they can't compare to Skeeter at the moment. They backpedal a bit, but here we go. Quinn with the double, cleans things out, and this time it's Quincy.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nice positioning there from UR. I think they weren't necessarily expecting him to show up. He's been kind of a little bit passive in this game so far. He's been responding to things more defensively than aggressively. And I mean, I suppose that was somewhat of a defensive rotation, but he was very ready to fight there.
As we look at the recap, though, a very beneficial fight swing for Quincy, and their supports getting a lot of XP from that one. Oh, SVG experiencing magnetized pain there from Moon. I don't even think Moon had too many stone charges for that one, but he was able to isolate him out and finish him off. And speaking of isolating someone off, it looks like they spotted out Kezu in the bottom and Punisher.
Two heroes just kind of out of position. There's always this transition period that happens after some big fight where everybody splits up in farms, and that's when these like out of position pickoffs tend to happen.
Mid lane, Quinn going in. He's got Viver by the side, but then Owie and Moon jump into action to bail out and make the jump onto Quinn, and it's successful. They silence him long enough. They're able to burst him down, and they score that 3x kill streak. Uppercut finish is going to be there as a response onto Moon, but it costs them Viver. Bryle doing a lot of work. Skeeter flexes the ult, and will backpedal a bit. SVG, my God, getting greedy. It will cost him his life, or will it? MSS bails him out with the grave. No free damage for you, sir, and it will cost them Skeeter's life. Yawar with a beautiful rotation towards this fight yet again to finish off Skeeter.
That was pretty cool. MSS saved the shallow grave. He could have saved Viver there, but he saved the shallow grave for the duel, which is super interesting. And obviously, in this case, it turned out to get him a kill on the Ursa. But it's interesting to see a kind of ballsy play like that, a disciplined play like that, like directly result in basically an Ursa kill.
Yeah, or he's not happy with Viver right now. Either or.
Maybe, yeah. We could have won that lane. That was an easy lane.
But the right call to make regardless. And taking down Ursa means that Quincy can confidently strut through this crazy territory now, take away some jungle camps, plot down some wards, and prep for maybe a Roche. You know, it's an Ursa lineup for crazy. They have an agenda. They want the Roche in their pocket. But if Quincy can take it for themselves, you got potential there, you know, with the power of tag team and gyrocopter. It's not going to be as fast. They can do it, and that is just a huge score to take away from Crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Whenever there's an Ursa in the game, it's always awkward. If you're the Ursa team, of course you want Roche because you have Ursa. If you're not the Ursa team, you want to deny the Roche. It's always a priority.
Top tower is under attack.
And fat stacks over here for UR that were built up in this ancient camp to get him those couple of steps closer to finishing out the BKB. Finds a couple of new neutral items like the shawl.
Who's gonna take that? Probably Quinn. I don't know. Quinn looks pretty happy.
Oh,
with
he's
this,
got the dragon scale. Yeah, that's real nice on Ember. Might
yeah,
just hold
that's
that one.
super nice.
I'm curious about some of the other ones. Oh, nice. Philosopher's Stone for MSS. Gets a little more gold in the pocket to try to finish out the good book, if you will, at some point if he wants. Obviously, as going for the Greaves next.
Yeah, he can already farm fast enough with that Necro. He doesn't need the damage from this Philosopher's Stone. Or the not having the Philosopher's Stone, I should say. The damage reduction doesn't really matter that much on Dazzle. And they just go straight for Roche.
They're gonna
Look
go.
how fast they kill it.
Tag team is nice.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And it looks like there's going to be really no answer from Crazy. Whether they know this or not, I imagine it's got to be fishy if no one's showing up in the lanes. And they don't have any vision there, it looks like at the moment. I think they're just going to accept that it's happening. And they're rotating Kezu down here. Are they trying to make a smoke play happen? No. It's coming together as a team. No one even has a smoke. Crazy just in full buddy-buddy system, like a kindergarten class as they all hold the rope together.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think they're trying to just kind of play around this ward in case that classic smoke out of Roche happens. Like, okay, if they want to fight us here, at least we'll have some high ground vision.
Yeah. We'll be together and we'll play around our vision. Definitely pretty critical. We'll see how much Quincy are going to be able to get done with the timing of this Aegis. They already closed out a tier 1 top. They're on course to take out the tier 2 in the same lane. And lots of money in the pockets for them and for their supports. The mech is done on MSS. There's so much extra sustain power. I mean, who even is going to get a way to deal with that sustain? I see Moon has an urn, but wants to go with the Yules next. So Spirit Vessel is pretty far down the line.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
It really does feel like it's a good Vessel game when you're against a Dazzle.
Yeah, right?
This
You need
hero is
something.
all about AoE healing.
Yeah, maybe they can get a Scotty later on Shadow Fiend or something. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of heal. And Gyro too. I mean, Gyro's going to inevitably get Satanic or SMY or something in that form. All right, but here they come.
I have faith he's going to get a Rapier, even if they're winning. It's just too good on this hero.
Yeah. I don't mind if Rapiers are in the meta. Rapiers always lead to exciting Dota.
Yeah,
unless they're too cautious. Then it gets kind of snooze fest. But from what I've seen, it's definitely been a lot of fun. Clear out another tower, another tier 2, even more money. But they might get the jump on the SVG. He is going to tank the gank on this one. Moon throws himself into the fray. Does manage to make it out. Fiverr way out front. Does get dueled up and finished off. Some awkward positioning here for Quincy as they're split apart a bit. They decide now that they're greatly outnumbered. They will turn and run. Crazy. Good on them. They take a strong fight, and this will prolong more time onto the Aegis.
Beautiful smoke wraparound. And also, I don't know if Moon did it on purpose or not, but he rolled past the... I'm going to assume it was on purpose because that was clearly like a Lich walking up a high ground. The Lich is going to die, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he rolled past and disabled the backlines with
Yeah.
a huge silence and magnetize, while they were killing Lich and Tusk.
Radiant are
So just
scanning.
absolutely beautiful team fighting from them. And whoever made the call to smoke,
Yeah.
that's just
Rolls
such a nice
does
play.
not quite catch Quinn on that one. Quinn's able to jump down to the low ground. Yeah, I'm so thankful that they reduced the cooldown of roll so much. He only has it at level 3. Or no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong. He does have it at level 4. But that 4 seconds means he can roll all the way through. By the time he even gets to his destination, because the roll is so long,
It's up again. Yeah,
it's up again for him to
It's
roll right back
ridiculous.
out. So being able to roll in like that, catch the back lines, roll away, definitely in the arsenal for an Earth Spirit.
That ability's nuts now, this rolling boulder. Like, he's all about that rolling boulder.
Yeah, it's
Radiant's
awesome.
I feel like
And
you
this is
can't
town, right?
TP.
The-
No,
this- he's got the
the
150 rolling boulder
distance.
damage if you want to get it too. That makes it so nice too. He's in trouble now though. Skeeter jumps in though, and they'll be able to muscle down Quinn. All right,
Radiant's
he's
bottom
silenced
tower
up and
is
locked
under
down
attack.
and can't make it out.
Dire's top tower
Did not
is
expect
under
Quinn to
attack.
die
Radiant's
like that.
bottom
I
tower
feel like it's
has
hard for them
fallen.
to catch him. They really have to catch him with the roll, otherwise he stays alive.
Dire's middle
Yeah.
tower
Dodge everything.
is under
He doesn't
attack.
have, Quinn's not planning on getting something like a Yule's or the BKB at the moment. In fact, he has a Radiance queued up,
Radiant's
thinking that
bottom
he's not going to
tower
need
is
a way to
under
mitigate
attack.
all those silences.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think that's fair most of the time. If he's playing around Vision, he should be able to preempt. Oh, you are. He has a BKB and an Aegis.
But he doesn't use the BKB on his first life. It looks like he might commit it here on the return. If he even needs to, they rush out for the side. They'll quickly pop up Moon. Frog gives him the tip. Thanks, homie, for throwing your life in there. As they at least take the Aegis. It's Moon's life for the Aegis.
Yeah, I mean, it's something. They smoke up on Chaos. Quincy crew, I should say.
Understandable. That giant ass name just on all of their tags can make it quite confusing here.
Quinn
Ooh,
gets caught by the Shadowfiend ult.
he does not eat a lot of damage from it. Oh, barely survives. He's going to be good. MSS shows up just in time. And they turn around,
Beaver
snipe
just
down
got the
Owie,
button, no!
and they can't get in there. Beaver can't get close enough for the uppercut.
He was
And-
it was like 1.5 seconds on cooldown.
Oh.
Oh, that's so rough.
Not the biggest loss for Crazy on that one, though, as you see them splitting apart the map. Recognizing that Quincy are in a more comfortable farm position, they try to divert the attention elsewhere for now. But Aegis is gone, so we'll see if they decide to come together once Owie makes his return. They got a real nice ward here on Quincy's side to scout out this movement.
They know
Vibrant.
Bryle has no TP. If he pings him out. He's like, all right, this guy has no TP. Go, go,
Oh,
go, go, go.
they tried to shard block him. He sidesteps. Now they're not sure if they need to bail out their Shadow Fiend friend. It's a long snowball here. They're going to try to turn and quickly take out Biver, but now the rest of Quincy crew run into action. It's going to be Yawar leading out the charge. He's got the BKB, the Rocket Barrage, but Skeeter able to mitigate a lot of that damage with the ultimate. Now Moon moving in, gets a big magnetize here. Can he keep it going? Oh, he doesn't have any. Oh, he has 4 Remnant charges. Okay. But obviously just more to divert their attention, it looks like. And they pump the brakes on that one.
Really good job by Crazy, basically identifying that fight was not good, and that they just wanted to play to get Bryle out and get their team out, because that could have been a complete disaster.
Moon is he rocked and rolled his way all the way up through the top, grabbed the bounty runes, grabbing the outpost now. Utilizing that low cooldown to go coast to coast.
And the distance too is
yeah.
so nice, because then he doesn't need to use the remnants to use it.
And yeah, he's able to at least get some side economy for his team. While it's more difficult to kind of take a team fight against Quincy right now, they're just very strong.
He's pinging Quinn. They see him on this ward, and
He
they know
is
he has no way of
alone.
taking the silence.
And they don't have the outpost. Oh, he's gone. They couldn't quite get close enough to go for the insta-silence. I couldn't quite see if Moon was trying to drop the rock and go for the pull during the roll, your advanced Earth Spirit maneuvers, but whatever the case may be, Ember's able to make it out. And they'll just kind of take over the top lane for now and try to do some work onto this tier 2. All right, well,
consolation prize,
Yawara's going
getting this
butterfly
tier
for now, Jenkins. He's not jumping on the rapier train just yet. I guess while they feel like they're in a better position, they'll wait on that idea.
Yeah, Yeah, he doesn't need to throw. I can understand that. They've got a pretty solid lead in this game. And they're also against a lineup that's not particularly great in the late game. I mean, Ursa is not the most scaling hero.
Yeah. It's pretty much going to be mostly on Bryle. He gets hit with a shard block. Moon rolls in. Gets off a good silence and a good magnetize. And my God, somehow finds a way to roll out. No, he dies. MSS is poison. Finishes him off. He's not quite able to roll back into the fountain to make it to safety. And nobody's there to be able to heal him. Grimstroke, they get the double Abyssal with that ulti. But they can't quite go for the finish. The Grave going to be there from MSS. Now Bryle trying to fight it through and do damage onto Quinn. But the Greaves come out now. And Quincy are able to hold strong. They got the heal power. And MSS is just able to be the paramedic for his team. And they just seem all fine and well.
Shockingly, the Dazzle is completely carrying this just because he has such low cooldowns that he can just heal and save with Grave whoever the Ursa goes on with his ultimate. And then all of a sudden Ursa has no ulti and he's kind of useless. He just dies. And they need him to play on the front lines.
It's just going to be too difficult to kind of fight through the Dazzle potential. And Ember now having his own. That Blade Mail. Now Radiance is complete. Looks like they're going to secure 2 sets of racks on this one. And after suffering that first game loss, Quincy Crew on the verge of pulling this series back in Game 2 and Game 3 if things continue this way. But here comes a fight now from Crazy. Skeeter committing in, but again, not able to finish the play. And Aoi says, if we can't do it now, we can't ever do it. And they probably made the right call. The white flag has been raised, and it's going to be Quincy Crew who managed to go undefeated in the group stage, winning all series, now going 7-0 and securing the top seed.
I want to point out 2 things about the last fight.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, Gyro was going for a rapier, actually. He was just saying, you know what, screw it, this is too good. And then number 2, that Force Staff, that was MSS's Force Staff too. So, like, once again, Dazzle completely saving and carrying the fight, just baiting out that Ursa ultimate. I kind of understand the Dazzle pick now after seeing it. It's like you have this early game lineup that just wants to run at people and get stuff done, but they can fight, but they can't necessarily sustain. They can't necessarily push too well. So that's what the Dazzle kind of solves, is it just makes it so that you take this early game lineup with the Gyro, with an Ember, and you make it relentless. You never stop pushing until the game ends.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. They recognize that they have the Tusk and, you know, the Ember Spirit in itself might be able to get these fights started and these opportunities started. So they need a core who can build up a lot of farm earlier and try to be the sustain force for the team. And that person is MSS. And I know in these recent patches, they've tried to deliver options to deal with this heavy sustain power, but Crazy obviously don't have any of those options available for them in this game. It may not have been even in the cards for them to try to get, but the game plan for Crazy, obviously trying to be successful again in the laning phase and build off that momentum, just not being as successful this time, unfortunately. A valiant effort by them, but unfortunately they will fall a little bit short on this series. You know, they still obviously get to move on. They are going to be in the playoffs. They've earned the 2nd seed, but I can imagine that with Quincy Crew being 1st seed, they're likely to pick Evil Geniuses they're not going to pick Evil Geniuses, my bad. They're going to pick Business Associates in the 1st round, which does leave Crazy versus EG in the 1st round. That's a tough matchup. Crazy did beat EG 2-0, though, in the group stage, Jenkins, so anything's possible.
Yeah, it depends. It honestly depends on the day for EG, how they're feeling, whether or not you get the strong EG or the EG that kind of seems like they're playing on lag.
I'm excited about it, and we're not even done yet, Jenkins. We have one more series to go. While the score has been settled here and Crazy are going to be dropping the series to Quincy and Quincy secure the 7-0, we still have to find out, you know, between Furia and Beast Coast, what team is going to get their first win. That is our next series. I'm excited about it. We're going to be traveling down onto a Brazilian server to get it done, and I'm looking forward to it. So we're going to cut to a break, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Beyond the Summit Pro Series, energized by Monster. We'll see you soon for more Dota action.